All right, let's take a look at back at our writing in AP Gov information slide. This is posted on your Google Classroom for future reference. But seeing how on Monday you will be writing an argument essay, it will be most likely a double daily grade, and so it's not a major, so don't fret about that. This is mainly for practice, right, for the AP exam. But let's take a look. Just a reminder of some of your exam overview. As you can see there down on pre-response question number 4, your argument essays were 6 total points, 12.5% of your exam weight, and you'll have 40 minutes. So you'll have 40 minutes on Monday. Let's skip on down to the argument essay. And so this is worth 6 points. This is an example here of what a prompt will look like. Yours on Monday will look very similar to this. So as you can see, your prompt is, and like what it asks you to do is there at the beginning. Develop an argument that explains which of the three models of representative democracy, participatory, pluralist, or elite, best achieve the founders' intent for American democracy in terms of ensuring a stable government run by the people. So your choice, right? Um, then you will have foundational documents to choose from for your pieces of evidence. So here you get to choose from Brutus 1, Federalist 10, and the US Constitution, which is very vague. And whenever you use the US Constitution, you should try and be as specific as possible about what article, section, or clause you're referring to specifically, and whenever using it as evidence. So here, then it kind of lays out like how to get the points, right? So there's 6 points possible. So let's see how those can show up. Respond to the prompt with a defensible claim or thesis that explains a line of reasoning. Support your claim with at least two pieces of specific and relevant evidence. One piece of evidence must come from one of the foundational documents listed above. And the second piece can come from another foundational document that you haven't used yet, uh, or it can come from anything else that you've learned from this course. So you could use, Federalist 10 and a piece of the Constitution, and those are your two pieces of evidence. That's cool. Use reasoning to explain why your evidence supports your claim or thesis, and respond to an opposing or alternative perspective using refutation, concession, or rebuttal. Now, you might be thinking this looks like 5 points possible. So one for thesis, um, then you have uh, the two pieces of evidence, but there's actually 3 points possible in evidence. So 1 point if you just provide an evidence that's relevant to the topic, right? So you're talking using, say, Federalist 10 to talk about um, um, pluralist democracy, right? It's referencing the topic, and so it's on topic, and so you get a point if you used it effectively. You get 2 points if you use one piece of evidence that goes beyond just being relevant to the topic, but it instead directly supports your thesis, the argument that you're making. And then 3 points total if both of your evidence pieces support your thesis. Right? So 3 possible points there. So let's talk a little bit about the thesis, just some reminders. It should address the prompt. Make sure that you mark up the question and answer the exact question being asked, to not answer some other question, right, or go off topic, because you don't get points for that. Don't restate the prompt word for word, but you should use language of the prompt to craft your thesis. Make sure to give a definitive answer. This is an argument essay, so you should be making an argument. And then, of course, very important in this is in the College Board rubric, establish a line of reasoning. So how you do that is using language from the prompt. You would make your claim, And then the line of reasoning is often followed by the word because, right? So um, I, for this example, the founders' intent for American democracy, looking back at our prompt up here, uh, ensured would be ensured by uh, uh, participatory democracies as the founders intended. That is your claim, right? You're choosing participatory to answer the question, but then saying because and then giving your reasoning, right? That is that line of reasoning. So your thesis should have some clarification and explanation to it, in addition to just taking a side. And then the other thing that kind of often needs to be cleared up is acknowledging the other side to the argument. A lot of people would say, like, well, doesn't this make your argument less strong? But in fact, it is powerful to say this isn't like a whole paragraph or anything. You're just very quickly stating what the other side could be, right? Acknowledging, like, although participatory democracy works, some people argue for the value of, elitism, and then explaining what that why people think that way. And then it's important to say why yours is better. So, although, you know, elitist does bring these things to the table, participatory is better because, and then you go into your reasoning of why it's better. So, that is something that is one of the points listed as well. For Monday, you should look back over these things: Article 2 of the US Constitution, the Declaration of Independence packet, or if you don't have the packet still, just look at the one on Google Classroom. Or find just a copy of the Declaration and read through it. And then, of course, the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. All right. Monday, argument essay, uh, daily grade, 40 minutes. You'll do great.